Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network. Welcome to Gun Sports Radio, all about shooting, hunting, self-defense, and more. Now, here are the hosts of Gun Sports Radio, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
Welcome. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio. This segment is brought to you by the Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to www.thegunrangesandiego.com, thegunrangesandiego.com, for everything you ever wanted to know about gun safety, learning how to fire a gun. They love first-time shooters, and they like the seasoned shooters as well. Their range masters are all very educated, very well trained, and they will adapt to any and all groups that want to come in. If you want to, do some type of a morale building for your employees, nothing better than take them to the gun range. See who can shoot a target better than the other. So go to thegunrangesandiego.com, take your family and friends and coworkers down, and have a time of your life. Don't let California gun laws scare you. Stay on top with us, and we will be able to keep you informed. But also, if you go to thegunrangesandiego.com, all the latest news is right there. Hey, if you got a gun or a shotgun that needs to be worked on or needs to be cleaned up, or maybe you have a gun that somebody in the family has given you and you just don't know what to do with it, Trident Gunsmithing is where I recommend. Same with Mike and Lance. www.tridentgunsmithing.com. tridentgunsmithing.com will get you there. They'll talk to you all about the hunting season, all the different rules, regulations, what type of weapons you need, what type of firearms, what type of ammo. It's all right there. That's Trident Gunsmithing, tridentgunsmithing.com. Make sure you tell them the boys at Gun Sports Radio sent you. All right, Mr. Schwartz, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I've had more of my guns worked on more in the last 2.5 years than ever before, and it's really truly because we found Trident,
right?
And I trust those guys a lot, and realized that there's a lot of things I needed to have done. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Absolutely. So who's our special guest today? As you're taking a guggle of water.
Yeah, absolutely. Our special guest is a really great guy. His name's Perry Yee, and he runs an organization called Active Valor. And I wanted him to come on today and tell us about an event that I was very happy to witness yesterday, and then talk a little bit about his organization, because it's very, very cool. Perry, are you there?
I am here. Thanks for having me.
You bet. How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
Doing well. Now, Perry, you are well, first let's talk about Active Valor. You are the founder, and you and your lovely wife, Jamie, run Active Valor, and you get help from other volunteers, but you're the main driving force and the founder. Talk a little bit about Active Valor. What do you guys do?
Absolutely. So Active Valor, we are a 501c3 nonprofit here in San Diego County, and our mission was to assist our transitioning veterans in helping them find a new purpose in their life since discharging from the military. And so what we have created is a mentorship program where we pair a veteran one-on-one with a child that has lost a parent overseas in combat or to PTSD-related suicide while on active duty. So we host different outdoor adventures that...
Barry, you still there?
Skills and knowledge. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yeah. We lost you just there for a second.
Right. Cut out for just 1 second. Right. So you guys, you pair veterans with Gold Star kids, which are kids who lost a parent in combat, and you guys do various events to. It helps both. It really helps all three sides. It helps the parent, it helps the child, and it helps the veteran, right?
Correct. Yeah, it gives the veterans the opportunity to pass on years worth of other acquired skill sets and knowledge to children that don't have access to that type of stuff anymore, while introducing a positive role model and influence into their homes. And most of the kids we work with are still in single parent homes where the moms are wearing all the hats in the house. And it also gives the Gold Star spouses a chance to connect with other people that have actually gone through their same tragedy and who have been in the same situation.
And you guys were just recognized as a local 501c3, right? Didn't you guys just get some recognition, an award?
We did, actually, yeah. We were named 2018's most impactful nonprofit in San Diego.
That's huge. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
And what's your interest now? This heavy emphasis on veterans. What is your interest? I know, of course, personally, but tell the folks, what is your interest in veterans? How did you get interested in veterans issues?
Well, it's a community close to my heart. I was a Navy veteran myself. I did 6 years active duty in the Navy. I was a former Navy SEAL with Team 7 here in San Diego. And when I got out of the military in 2011, I had a lot of the same struggles that most of these veterans face. And regardless of they're able to find work outside of the military, they have their families outside the military, but it's just the type of personality where there's that lost sense of service, the lost sense of camaraderie and brotherhood, and finding that greater good, I guess you can call it. And over the past 7 years, being able to meet a lot of different veterans and seeing how common that this trend is, and seeing that everyone still kind of has that piece inside that's missing. And so we wanted to be able to
definitely
fill that
saw
void.
there was a need. Absolutely. Now,
Right.
Gun Sports Radio, the reason I wanted you to come on is because I got to witness at least part of a really cool event that you guys did yesterday. Can you tell the folks what did you guys do yesterday?
So for yesterday, we with most of our events that we host, there's a lot of emphasis on the veteran and kid relationship. So we wanted to take the time and host a very special event to our Gold Star spouses. So all of the widows that are attached to Active Valor, we put together a range day for them. And we've actually had some of the women come up to us and request that we would host something like this, because a lot of them have their husband's firearms at home, and they sit in a locked box. They don't know how to use them. With their husbands gone, they are now the first line of defense at home, and they wanted to get empowered, get knowledgeable, and know the best ways to now protect their home and their children. So
that's awesome.
We were very, very grateful to have so many people come together for this event. We actually hosted it down at the Sheriff's Range in Otay Lakes.
That's right. Sheriff Gore Sheriff Gore donated the facility. Did not charge you guys.
He did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yep. They're really open to letting us host this there, and we were super grateful. They took great care of us. Their staff was amazing as well. But we had a lot of help from the county with a lot of the local gun shops donating ammo or gear. But
you guys had pretty much everything was donated, right? The ammunition was donated. I know BBs and the Gun Range San Diego donated, and RDL Tactical donated some ammunition.
Cal Customs in Fallbrook.
Cal Customs?
Huge,
yeah.
Gunfighter Tactical. I think that was it. Yeah.
So the sheriff's department donated the facility. You had you flew in an instructor, right?
Yes, we flew in a good friend of ours by the name of Bree Warner, and she is an active sheriff in New York, and she's also very big in the Second Amendment world and for women shooting. A really good friend of ours, and she also happens to be a widow herself. So when we came to her with what we were trying to do, she was more than happy to come on board. And we also flew out another friend of ours by the name of Amy Robbins, who also big in the gun world. But,
yeah, what a nice lady.
She just started. Yeah, Amy's great, and she started an athletic line for women who want to conceal carry or just have any type of self-defense tool on their body. So she actually was very generous to donate some of her gear to our women.
So you had all the ammo donated by different gun shops. You had the facility donated by the sheriff, which we're very thankful. What an awesome thing that they did to the sheriff and the folks that assisted you. Thank you very much. You flew in an instructor who also has a law enforcement background, but is also a widow. And you had a first-time shooter experience, or at least new shooter experience, for it was around 15 Gold Star widows, and they all got to shoot. How did it go in general?
Well, it was a fantastic day. A lot of the women did express their concerns, and none of them are. Out of all of the spouses we had, I believe only one or two had some experience with the firearm.
But they all loved it. Smiles. When I was there, everybody was having a great time.
They all had a great time. Bree did an amazing job taking it very nice and slow and giving them all the information they needed and making them feel comfortable and not threatened and intimidated.
Well, we're happy.
Once we hit the range, it was good. Yeah, everyone had a good time.
Excellent. Well, we're happy to support your organization. I love your organization. I think the world of you and Jamie, you guys are doing an excellent job. I thank you so much for doing it.
Well, because you guys
provided
us with a fantastic lunch as well.
That's right. We got Rubio's. So tell everybody what's your you bet. What's your website?
So you can follow us at activevalor.com.
Okay.
Where we share all of the information we do with all the events. We always have our recap videos of our past adventures.
Perfect.
And as well as on Facebook and Instagram.
Great job, Perry. Perry Yee with Active Valor. Thank you so much for what you do, Perry.
Thanks, buddy.
I appreciate it.
All right, folks, we're going to take a small break. FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. This is Gun Sports Radio. Don't touch that dial. All right, folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio. Right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. We are The Answer.
We are.
Hey, how can you make your AR rifle legal and keep your features? Well, if you want your AR to have a pistol grip, telescoping stock, foregrip, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. We love it. Whether you are buying a new AR or need to make your current AR compliant, Cali Key is the most cost-effective, easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof. Your AR from all these horrible California gun laws. Thought they were bad before, folks. Hang on. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford with Cali Key. Check out Cali Key at CaliKey.com. That's K-A-L-I-K-E-Y, K-A-L-I-K-E-Y.com. Hey, do you or any of your family members keep a taser, pepper spray, firearms, or other weapons for personal protection? Do you have or are you going to get a CCW? Well, if you are involved in an incident, what is your plan to pay for bail and the expensive lawyer costs? Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection for less than $10 a month. You will have a peace of mind knowing a 24-hour hotline and legal representation is waiting for you and your family. That's Firearms Legal Protection at www.firearmslegal.com. That's firearmslegal.com. All right. Hey, normally John Dillon calls in from Gatsky, Dillon and Balance, LLP. That's www.cafirearmslaw.com. That's where you'll need all your law advice. In fact, if you hook up with Firearms Legal and you get into trouble, there's a good chance you'll get John as your representative. But if you have a question, concern, just move to California. Maybe you've got some guns given to you by the family and you want to check them out. Go to cafirearmslaw.com before you bring them into the California. Check with John. He'll make sure everything's done right. Well, in his place, filling a big, big pair of shoes, Joe Germisi. Hey, Joe.
Well, hey, thanks for having me here today, guys. Good to be on the show once again.
You bet. Thanks for coming on. Now, you wrote yet another fantastic article for our blog on San Diego County Gun Owners. For those who don't know, Joe's also a board member for San Diego County Gun Owners, and he writes just about all our blogs. He just does a fantastic job. But your latest is What's New in the Fascinating World of California Anti-Ammunition Laws. And I just wanted you to talk a little bit about this because I feel like you structured it perfectly, explained it perfectly. It was really well laid out. And first off, what was the catalyst? What made you write the article?
Well, just thinking about the, now the continuing fallout, I guess, from Prop 63, the gift that keeps on giving. As we get up to the beginning of the year, the new year, other stuff is starting to kick in. And I just started thinking about it. The next major thing will happen in July, but again, we're going into the new year, so it's time to prepare for that kind of stuff. So I just started thinking about what's going on with the ammunition, and decided to kind of get the word out a little bit and have people take a look and start thinking about this.
So originally there's nothing that has that's going to change on January 1st, right? That's been pushed to July of 2019.
Right, it's July of 2019 is the next big change.
And what happens in July 2019? What is that change?
So what's going to happen, the big thing that's going to happen then, at that point from July on, when you go to buy ammunition, what you're going to have to do is go through essentially a mini background check again. All of your name, your name, all your information, everything goes into a database with the Department of Justice, DOJ. And then the vendors that sell you ammunition are going to have to report what they sold you, how much of what kind of ammunition they sold you, so what you bought. All of that stuff's going to go into the to a database, basically, that the state is going to have. And that's going to be kind of the big change. If you take a look at the blog, at the article on our blog site on SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com, if you look at the article there's a link to a really good summary that LAX Ammunition Orange County did up on this thing. And they explain exactly the changes and what's going to happen. And they walk through it step by step. And it's they keep it pretty up to date. I think it was last updated a couple of days ago. But, the whole gist of it is you're going to have to go through essentially a mini background check. There's going to be a one-time $19 fee. And all of your information goes into the database. But, there's other things that go on here, like the questions they're talking about. If you're a new gun owner, saying you do not have a gun currently registered in California, you would not be able to buy ammunition.
Wow.
So, that kind of stuff. If you own old guns, say that you've had in the family for a long time, if they're not registered in the state and you're not coming up on their database, you won't be buying ammunition. If there's a discrepancy, if, say, you moved and say your driver's license has a different address than the DOJ has for you on a gun that you purchased, you won't be buying ammunition. You'll have to straighten all that out.
So if you don't own a gun, at all, and you don't have a gun that's registered in the state of California, you're not going to be able to buy ammunition in the state of California?
That's what they're saying, yeah, according to, and that's what out of the penal code, it's 30370.
Wow, that's crazy.
But, yeah, and when you think about this, too, because part of, when I was writing this, because I go through and, like I said, there's a good summary here on the LAX thing that they came up with, the LAX ammunition thing. But, the other stuff is, you have to look at why is this kind of thing happening. And, it's hard not to be hard on gun owners and apathetic gun owners. I mean, we have this stuff. When you hear gun owners cry about this on Facebook and all this kind of stuff, I mean, look in the mirror. It's our fault that we have this. We had a chance to not vote this stuff in, and yet we have it. We have politicians that keep getting elected, that keep doing this stuff. And there's, conservatively, there's got to be 10 million gun owners, I would think, in California. I mean, with a population of 40 million. And yet this stuff keeps happening. And, it's people need to start getting on board with this stuff and starting to get involved with groups like San Diego County Gun Owners, California Rifle and Pistol Association. It still just is mind-boggling to me that there are gun owners today that still aren't members of the NRA. And people have to realize, especially in California, we're like we're on the front lines of this fight and this battle. The good news, I guess, because there's always bad news about gun stuff out here. The good news is, there's 50 states in the country, and probably 43 of them are just fine with Second Amendment stuff. And actually, the trend in the country is probably going in our favor, Second Amendment-wise.
In a lot of ways, it is, yeah.
Yeah, the concealed carry is a huge example of that. I mean, that's just growing. We're, like I said, in the golden age of concealed carry.
Yeah.
But yet, unfortunately for us, we live in one of the 7 backward states. And, people really need to start to get involved in this stuff and start to fight this. Because if you think about this, in the article I talk about, why is this happening? And, the left seems to have a burning desire to disarm the population out here. And it's not as black and white as Republican or Democrat.
Yeah, never is.
But there seems to be a burning desire to disarm the population out here. And it's, it has nothing to do with public safety or, reducing crime or anything like that. It's more about power and control. And the thing you have to think about is, okay, why does the state need to know what ammunition you're buying, how much ammunition you're buying, when you're buying it? The salesperson that sells you that ammunition will also be part of that data. That name goes in there too. And, it's like, what rational reason can there be other than that down the road, the next thing that's going to come up is a restriction on how much ammunition you can buy or what kind of ammunition you can buy. It's only a matter of time before somebody says, well, why do people need more than 100 rounds a month, or 50 rounds a month, whatever the number could be. And people need to start thinking about it.
And Joe, to your point, the Thousand Oaks shooter had one of those, he had the magazines, the supposed high-capacity magazines, which are illegal in California. So, just like someone's going to follow the law, right? Why is it, more laws for the good guys?
Well, and that's the other thing, too. And I wrote a blog, again, a couple of weeks ago about people being able to carry and defend themselves in that bar. And, and that's a good example. You've probably seen the article that was out there about the university that was suggesting that people throw hockey pucks.
Yeah.
I guess at a shooter.
Right.
And, on the one hand, it's hysterically funny. On the other hand, it's tragic. If you can imagine, I mean, anybody that has shot a rifle or seen somebody shoot a rifle, I mean, it's tragic to imagine someone would actually run up to a person like that and try to throw something at them.
It just piss them off even more.
Well, and if you think about the concealed carry thing, because the article I wrote a couple of weeks ago talked about that. And in California, those of us that carry concealed are prohibited from being in bars, whether we're drinking or not. We're not supposed to do that.
Right.
And it's interesting because that's not a California state law. Where that comes from is from the DOJ and the Bureau of Firearms were directed to come up with an application in the state for concealed carry. So it's the application that all the sheriffs use. And in that application, part of the agreement is that, if you're as part of carrying concealed, you will not consume alcohol and you will not be any place where
it's not actually a part of the law. It's just a part of the agreement. It's absolutely right. But so, Joe, I really appreciate you writing this. It's very excellent. Everything you write, you do a fantastic job. I appreciate you doing it. And you were talking about the database, and it reminds me of the pistol roster, and I think ammo is going the exact same way. It's going to turn into a de facto ban. Yeah. But if you out there listening want to read this article and want to see more information, check it out on our website, SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com, and then all you do is click on the big blue button that says blog. And Joe, you're turning out about one a week, and I really appreciate its excellent work, and thank you so much for coming on today.
Oh, great. Thank you. And it was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to come on and talk to you guys.
All right.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, and you're welcome inside to the studio anytime you like. All right, folks. FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. I'm Dave. He is Mike, and he is Lance, and we will be back in a moment on Gun Sports Radio.
FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. This is Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1, AM 1170. We are The Answer. Hey, folks, Triton Gunsmithing. Boy, I hope you never have to have your gun worked on, but if you do, these are the guys you can trust. They're just like a machine shop. They're so hard to find good shops out there that do the right thing. Well, Triton Gunsmithing will take care of your pistol, rifle, shotgun, black powder. That's right. Dan loves doing the older guns. And they can do it all. Everything from bluing to red to doing the wood. I mean, they can just do it all. Just go to www.tritongunsmithing.com. Check those boys out. Hey, how can you make your AR rifle legal and keep your features? Well, if you want your AR to have a pistol grip, telescoping stock, foregrip, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Whether you're buying a new AR or need to make your current AR compliant, Cali Key is a cost-effective, easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all these horrible California gun laws. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford. Go to www.calikey.com. That's calikey.com. All right. Hey, this segment is brought to you by the Gun Range San Diego at 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego. 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to www.thegunrangesandiego.com, thegunrangesandiego.com. You will be totally blown away at the professionalism. I call it the Nordstroms of gun ranges, just not the price. First-time shooters welcome. Medium-style shooters welcome. Old-time shooters welcome. They will adjust to any and all your talents. They've got a great library of firearms that you can choose from, and that changes on a regular basis. They have great sales. They just had their 4th anniversary. Every gun in the store went for 4% over cost. You can't get that again until next year. Then it's going to be 5% over
there you go.
cost.
That's inflation.
And then 6, and then 7, depending on how long. So you better get them while they're young. So, hey, they're going to we've got our good buddy on the line, Casey. Hey, Casey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Not bad. Have any days off lately? That's what I thought. That'll teach you to be the Nordstroms of gun ranges and just not the price.
Yeah, we're keeping very busy here. Steady stream people coming in, especially with the weather. People aren't going out as much, so they come indoors, shoot some guns. So we're not complaining.
So how do you like that analogy of the Nordstroms of gun ranges, just not the price?
I approve it because I haven't really been to Nordstrom's. It's not really my dish of clothing, but I do hear it can get pretty expensive there.
Well, and not only that, they have impeccable service. And that's why I equate Gun Range San Diego to the Nordstrom store. Not the price, but the quality service.
We are here to serve.
Exactly. So what do you got for us today?
All right. So today we're just going to re-talk about the grand old time that's actually coming up this Friday, December 7th. I'm going to have a couple tables in there with quite a few weapons, streaming from World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, and probably some more modern ones also. We're going to have like a little mini museum so people can come through and, check out the tools of the trade that we've used over the years. We're also going to be shutting down part of the range, and we're going to have a few weapons in there that people can actually come in and shoot. We're going to have a M1 Garand, M39 Finish, a couple Mosin Nagants, a Tokarov, 1911s. We're going to have quite a few guns in there that people are going to be able to actually come in and get their hands on and actually shoot it.
I know that's on my schedule. Mikey, is that on your schedule too?
Absolutely. I'm coming down. I can't wait. I think it's going to be really great. I'm going to bring my camera and take a lot of pictures too. You have a guy who's bringing like a bunch of period uniforms too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we have a guy that's supposed to be bringing in quite a few uniforms for it. So it's going to be a pretty good day. I'm actually bringing in my grandpa's uniform that he wore during Guadalcanal.
Oh, wow.
I got a picture of him with it wearing it, so it's a little heartbeat pills for me. But yeah, we're gonna have a really good day. It starts at 5:00 and goes till close.
That's on my calendar.
Of course,
yep, we'll all be here.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's what we're really looking up forward to today. It's gonna be a real good time.
Real quick, tell me what was the Instagram you did this week?
Oh yeah, so we did a good little video. Basically showed different periodic weapons throughout the years. We talked about it. December 7th, day of which will live in infamy, is actually the anniversary of when Pearl Harbor was attacked.
Yep.
So we kind of paid a little homage to that because, those days are never forgotten, and we're here to remember them.
Yeah, so if for the listeners out there, if you haven't looked up the Gun Range San Diego on Instagram and made them part of your deal, you should, because it's real entertaining.
Yep.
Good
I
job.
took over the social media, so we every week we're putting out range safety videos, and we're using humor to get to people because that's how we all react best to, people beating in their heads, finger off the trigger, this and that. Well, if you make people laugh, they have a tendency to remember it more. So we're doing little instances of things that have happened in the gun range, like the one he posted, people flagged the range with the Desert Eagle thinking it's unloaded, and they point it down range and pull the trigger, and it goes boom. So
Hate
we
that.
did a little video like that, and it's just the importance of treating every weapon as if it's loaded and never point at anything you don't want to shoot. So
I gotcha. And what are we doing for our technical segment this time around, this week?
So we're going to be talking about weapons malfunctions. And not, we're going to talk about how to clear them, but it's kind of the steps that go into it. You're going to have two different scenarios. In a gun range, you're not having anybody shooting back with you, so you can take your time. And that's what I want to talk about today. In a combat situation or in a gunfight, you got tap, rack, bang, or switch straight to your secondary. That's not what we're going to talk about today. So in the gun range, we have a lot of new shooters, and a lot of times they don't know how to manipulate the weapon, or they'll get a malfunction, and they just kind of sit there and stare at it wondering what to do. Well, first thing is if you get a malfunction, get your finger off the trigger, make sure the muzzle's pointed downrange, and attempt to put the weapon on safe. If the gun doesn't have a safety, that's okay. Just keep your finger straight and off the trigger. Next thing to do is observe. See what's going on. See if the bolt or the slide or the bolt is fully forward in battery or is popped out. If you have a stovepipe, there's a bunch of different things, but you want to make sure you observe it and understand what's going on.
And Casey, real quick, explain what a stovepipe is.
So a stovepipe is when the round is fired and it starts ejecting out, but the slide comes back forward quick enough and actually catches the round inside the chamber. So it's going to look like a little chimney sticking up, and that's what's called a stovepipe.
Gotcha.
Yep, it's pretty easy to clean. You just make sure you pull back the slide, get that round out, and recycle it. But the important things of these ones is, especially on the range with newer shooters, get that source of ammunition out. That's the biggest thing that we try to teach everybody is get that mag out. So just in case you do, cycle the slide, it's not going to load another round in there while you're trying to clear this weapon. And a lot of people don't really think about that thing. They're like, I racked the slide, that round's out. Well, they didn't pay attention that a round just got loaded back in it, and they're kind of waving it around. So always get that magazine source out and then start racking the slide, clear out the obstruction, reload the mag, and go back to shooting.
Now, do you really have to learn how to clear a malfunction if you shoot a Glock?
I'm actually, you actually do.
I'm kidding.
For most of the time, it's just kind of a tap rack bang for them. But most things I only see with them are be stovepipes, or if the shooter has a weak wrist and they're limp wristing it, the slide won't come back all the way, and so they'll have a failure to go into battery. And those ones are pretty easy. Just tap on the back of the slide, and it goes into battery.
We discussed battery a couple of shows ago. Do you want to revisit that real quick?
So in battery is when the slide and the barrel are completely forward with the round chamber. That way when the trigger is pulled, the firing pin will actually strike the primer in the round. If it's out of battery, you'll notice the slide is back slightly, and it will not engage the trigger, nor will the firing pin strike the round. So if you have it out of battery, a lot of instances that people it's not like a scary analogy, but like if you're wrestling somebody and they're on top of you and you're fighting for your life and you press a semi-automatic pistol against them, sometimes they can take it out of battery and you can't defend yourself. So that's one little visualization of that.
Well, Dave, Mike, and Lance talk all the time about, it's not shooting a gun is not like riding a bike. And so, we encourage people to, keep coming down and practicing. Gun Range San Diego, I know I joined as a gold member, which allows me 2 free cleanings a month because I knock over the solvent. And then ahead of the line and that kind of stuff. And I'm in there at least once or twice a month. Yep. So more people need to be doing that.
There quite often. Yeah, it's just things that people, it comes with time. It's a perishable skill. Like, you hop on a bike and kind of remember everything, but also there's so many different weapons. All of our RSOs here and all of our workers are proficient, I would say, in almost every single weapon system we have. And we have customers bring in, as long as you know the basics of it, you can pretty much analyze any stoppage on any firearm.
Yeah.
And just the importance of habitual habit.
And a lot of people have guns, they just don't take them out and use them. They have them, they're in their flipping closet or whatever the case may be, but they just don't take them out. We just want to get them to take them to the range and use them. And then, be part of the deal instead of just ranting on Facebook and Instagram and the rest of that stuff. Show up to the Gun Range San Diego. Say hi to Mike Schwartz, San Diego County gun owners. Look what we've done here just in the past few years. And a shout out to Sheriff Gore, for allowing for CCW for a few people.
Yep, absolutely.
The Gun Range, now gun owners have a safe space.
I like it.
Safer-ish space.
Yeah, it's really cool.
For the for the event that's coming up on the 7th, what's it called again?
Grand old
time.
What about hiding? You guys should hide like a G.I. Joe with a little, with a little like a private insignia and his name tag. Have a scavenger hunt and try to find Private Ryan.
There we go.
Yeah, right.
That's hilarious.
I'll put it on the range. Go find it. Have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
That's even a better idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good time, especially reliving a lot of the old weapons that we're having coming in. So, last year it was 2 years ago, I believe, the last time they did it. Didn't really know what weapons people would bring in, and people brought in a bunch of really old, cool firearms that you'd never really see. So we're very excited to see what we have coming in this year.
Good. And so where do they find you on Instagram?
Instagram, we're at the Gun Range SD, and Facebook is Gun Range San Diego.
Okay. And website?
The Gun Range SD also.
All right. And if you want to go see Casey yourself, then he's usually there, after 2 or 3 o'clock till closing or something like that?
Yes, sir. Yep, I'll be here late at nights.
That's terrific. Awesome. Any ammo sales going on? Because we were just talking about the big old ammo ban coming.
Currently. Yeah, we'll probably have one coming up for Christmas, get some Christmas sales going on, but we do keep bulk ammo on sale at all times just because we understand that, you can't buy ammo online in California, so we keep as much bulk ammo as in at a very reasonable price. So we try to help out as best we can.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, thank you very much, and we'll see you at the Grand
on Friday. Grand old time.
See you guys here.
All right, FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Stay tuned. Sam the Gunman is on the line. I can hear the sweat dripping off his brow as we speak. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
Are you ready?
I hope so.
You got all your dictionaries out? You got all that stuff in front of you? You got your Instagram? You ready?
No.
I don't use social media. Sorry.
He doesn't.
Oh, what a great kid.
Yeah, right? That's why he knows so much.
Wow. He actually reads.
And he even goes to the range. Didn't you go to the range yesterday?
I did.
What'd you shoot?
I shot a Bursa Thunder, which is it's basically a Walther PPK clone, and I shot 1911A1.
That's awesome.
Wow. So you had fun.
I did.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Here we go.
Here you go. That's your warm-up. So you got that right. That's exactly right. That is what you shot yesterday.
Well, of course. He's the one that shot it.
Okay.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just so we'll make these rules and regulations, we have no clue what the answer is to any of the questions.
We really don't.
No, I do.
No, you don't.
I have to research them. All right. Okay, ready. Lorena from Vista writes, what is the parent cartridge for the 300 AAC Blackout, and what does the AAC designation mean?
Boom, boom,
what is was that Lorena from Vista?
Correct.
Thanks for the question. The parent case for 300 AAC Blackout. I can give you half of the answer. It's a common misconception is that, okay, now I'm getting a little mixed up here. Because there was an earlier proprietary cartridge called 300 Whisper, which is almost identical. And I remember that one of them uses, let me back up a little. They're both designed so that you can use the same bolt as you would use in a normal 5.56 AR. But they're not, one of them isn't based on the 5.56 cartridge. The parent case is something different that has the same case head dimensions, but I don't remember which one of the two it is. So sorry about that. And what was the other part of the question?
So the 300 AAC Blackout, what does the designation AAC mean?
I believe it's like American Arms Corporation or something like that.
Nailed it. Okay, so you pretty much got that right. You just didn't have enough confidence in your answer. The parent cartridge for the 300 AAC Blackout is the 5.56 cartridge. You're right. It's 5.56, but it was also based on a 300 Whisper. I mean, you're absolutely right. In fact, doing my research, I wasn't going to mention the 300 Whisper part because it kind of muddies the water. The real straightforward answer is the 5.56, but you brought it up and knew knew it anyway. But yeah, you're right. AAC, the 300. It's normally just called a 300 Blackout, but the AAC part is the manufacturer that Advanced Armament Corporation. They're the ones that came up with it.
And
awesome.
Lorena, if you're listening, you owe Sam the Gunman a shirt. Because he actually named something that we didn't even know he was going to name. So, Lorena, we'll get you an address, and you can send him a really nice shirt.
Do you know, Sam? Do you know what's the origin? Why did they even come up with the 300 AAC Blackout?
Yeah, they wanted to improve the effectiveness of the AR-15 platform at short ranges, and most importantly, it's designed for this sort of niche purpose. They wanted something that would be able to have effective supersonic loads and effective subsonic loads. So you can get a variety of different bullet weights. It uses a standard .308 caliber bullet, so you can get projectiles with masses everywhere from like 140 grains or something like that up into 220 grains or so in those heavy subsonic loads.
And why does anybody care? Why do we want a cartridge that's subsonic? Why does anybody care about that?
It's in the name 300 Whisper. It's really quiet when you put a suppressor on your rifle.
God, this kid. I mean, I'm just making this stuff up.
How old is he?
About 47.
19.
Oh,
19. And are you working at a gun range?
Unfortunately not.
Well, we need to get you out to California. We got a job for you. You think Gun Range San Diego wouldn't pick this boy up?
Are you kidding? Absolutely, I think it would. What about this? Do any militaries currently use the 300 Blackout?
As far as I know, none of them have standardized on it because in order to get that good short-range performance and the versatility of having good subsonic loads and good supersonic loads, it really isn't quite as effective at long ranges as 5.56. So it's only ever used for in military roles. It's only ever used by special forces.
That's
so
exactly
there's
right.
an increasingly large civilian market for hunting.
That's exactly right. And what the what does the term wildcat mean when it comes to ammunition?
It's a sort of a custom cartridge that's made by like just one guy for or a small company for a very specific purpose. Not anything that's supposed to be mass produced on a large scale.
So wildcat, kind of like somebody that's just out of the ordinary, that's not down their normal middle of the road. I got you.
It'd be like a Shelby Mustang.
Exactly.
Right?
Kind of a wildcat. Somebody that or took a Cadillac Eldorado, made a station wagon out of it.
Yeah. People have come up with some really crazy wildcat loads, everywhere from just changing the shoulder angles and stuff on common cartridges to fit in a little more powder, to some guy next down like a 50 BMG to 22 caliber or something like that. Just crazy stuff to see if it could be done.
Wow. So now you're located on the East Coast. You're 19, going to college. Is it your friends, are they into the Second Amendment? Are they into shooting? Is it something that's prevalent there, or are you the only one? Or what's the general feeling from folks that your friends and people that you hang out with?
First of all, you're assuming I have friends.
I love that. You and me both. Hey, they're not what they're knocked up to be.
I've got some friends who are interested in this kind of thing. I actually have a good friend who lives out in California who listens to the show. But I think I have a little bit more of this sort of specialized knowledge about this stuff because no one cares enough, I guess. I don't know. All these useless facts I've got memorized. There aren't a whole lot of people I can talk to about that kind of thing.
Well, Sam, let me ask you this. I mean, you're 19 years old. When did you get the bug? Let me ask.
When did I get the bug? I really don't know. I think you've asked a question to that effect earlier, but I don't really remember. I know it was a few years ago, but it just sort of built from there. Whenever I had a question, I would look up the answer, and that would give me like 3 more questions.
Well, and mom and dad are into guns, right?
Yeah, they're big shotgun shooters.
And grandpa and grandma both own ARs and shotguns and pistols.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the acorn didn't fall too far from the tree.
I guess not.
But you got an uncle that runs a Second Amendment organization.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing that impresses me about him, like when I was a little kid, I'm as into cars as you are into guns and ammo and stuff. I don't think I'm as intelligent, or I know as much information as you do, but I have a pretty good library. And that started with me when I was 4 years old. But you say that you kind of got this bug just when you're 17?
No, like in my early teens, I guess.
Okay. What movie did you see that got you fired up?
I think it was actually the book American Gun by Chris Kyle. My Uncle Michael there got me a copy of that one year, and I read through that, and I really liked it, and there was a lot of interesting information in there. So
it is a really good book.
So what's your fault?
It's my fault. I planted the seed. So what's the next gun that you personally want to purchase or build or buy or whatever?
Well, funny you should ask, because I'm actually in the process of we have a family friend who lives in Maryland, and him and his family are going to be moving. And so he has an SKS he's trying to get rid of. And it just so happens that I've been looking for an SKS. So once I get all that taken care of and get the FFL stuff done, then I will be in possession of an SKS. And the configuration he has it in, that he purchased it at a gun show some years ago, it had one of those like Tapco plastic stocks on it, and I'm thinking when I get it, I'm going to get some wood and try and restore it to the original military configuration.
Well, I thought that was a Christmas wish, is what I was thinking.
Hanukkah. Well, it'd be Hanukkah for Sam.
Okay. Well, I thought it would be a Hanukkah gift.
Well, I think it's a good hint for if mom and dad are listening. For
Yeah, go slow. Go slow.
No, he's letting it go cheap. I think I'm just going to go to the bank and get some cash out and buy it.
Yeah, because if you wait for everybody else and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen, guess what? You lose, or you snooze, you lose. Hey, all right, buddy. Thank you very much, Sam the Gunman, folks. He'll be on next Sunday. See if you can stump him. Send us a question to gunsportsradio.com or go to Facebook. Send us a question. Let's see if we can stump this little rascal. Hey, folks, thank you very much. We want to thank all our sponsors. I don't know if I got enough time to talk about San Diego County Gun Owners, the Gun Range San Diego, CA Firearms Lock, Firearms Legal, Trident Gunsmithing, and www.calickey.com. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk dancing on Yak Radio with Dave Stahl, FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.